Let's talk about New York, a city of pizza and weird fashion trends. But if you've ever visited this glorious place, you've most likely arrived at its main airport, JFK.
Gentlemen, lock and load.
But do you know how it came about? Do not fear, it's time to strap in and put your seat in the upright and locked position as we tell you the story of New York's best airport. Sorry, Newark.
You've made a powerful enemy today, my friend.
It's time to head back to the mid-20th century when New York's existing airport at LaGuardia was bursting at the seams and a new airport would be required. The city would opt for a location of Idlewild Beach Golf Course in the marshlands of Jamaica Bay, 16 miles southeast of Midtown Manhattan, which already had a landing strip. Construction began in 1943, with the first passenger flight taking off on the 1st of July 1948. The airport was originally constructed with 6 runways, with 2 of them still in use today, and just 1 year after opening, the terminal was expanded to 3 times the size due to increases in demand. In 1951, the airport averaged 73 daily airline operations, and by 1957, this would double over to 180 a day, growing into the airport with the highest number of international traffic, and as a result, the airport would be dramatically expanded. A bold plan devised by architect Wallace Harrison proposed that each major airline at the airport would be given space to develop their own terminals, and as a result, numerous terminals would pop up, with each having their own distinctive architectural style. The first of these would be the International Arrivals Building, which would open in 1957. The next to spring up would be the United Airlines Terminal in 1959, with the terminal being the first of its kind to be specifically designed for jet-age travel, being the OG of using boarding bridges.
Oh what? I don't know what that means.
Only a month later opened the Eastern Airlines Terminal, which at the time was the largest passenger terminal for use by a single airline in the world, with its design intended to evoke the grandeur of a railway station, but for planes. A few months later came the stained glass cladded American Airlines Terminal, and later that year would come arguably the airport's most iconic addition with the World Port, exclusively serving Pan American Airways. The terminal featured an elliptical roof, making it resemble a flying saucer, and extended out to cover the planes themselves, sheltering passengers as they would board the plane. Just 2 years later, the airport would get another iconic addition in the form of the Trans World Airline Flight Centre, with its distinctive Sydney Opera House style shape. The terminal building bonanza would eventually come to an end in the 1960s with a further 2 terminals. Despite the architectural brilliance of the airport's original terminals from the 1960s, the only one that remains is the TWA, but even that is no longer used as a terminal, reopening as a hotel in 2019. So the airport went from all these original terminals to all of these. They certainly don't make them like they used to.
Not too sure that was a clever move.